Tippy time, my damies, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 11 of Reviewedly Interrupted with me, your host, Haircut Tang, because I got a haircut. I'm pretty inventive, if you couldn't tell, but it's like a pretty straightforward, to the point inventive, which comes across as like very not inventive, but is actually like super inventive, I swear. But anyways, this episode, Zombie 5 Killing Birds, the what the fucking fuck entry into the zombie franchise. Came out, I should say, Zombie 5 Killing Birds, another multi-titled entry, also just called Killing Birds, and also Raptors. I think it was more known as Raptors, along with Zombie 5 Killing Birds. Like, those two were like the big synonymous. Came out in 1988, hour and 32 minutes long. Not rated because it's so fucking crazy, man. Cast: Lara Wendell, Robert fucking Vaughn, which it still blows my mind, and it's just like one of those things that it's one of the things that makes it special, and I'll get into that. Timothy W. Watts, Leslie Cumming, but I heard this was her last movie, so they caught her while she was going. No, I'm just joking. I don't know if it was her last movie. And James Velamere, directed by Claudio Lattanzi, and an uncredited Joe D'Amato, it says. That's pretty wild. Now, Zombie 5 Killing Birds, I want to say really quick, this is my guilty pleasure when it comes to the zombie franchise, because this one, like the other ones, somehow kind of like connect in a way you kind of feel like they kind of work together, even though it seems like I was talking before, like an anthology, more like a zombie anthology than an actual like series of movies where it's like you get to Halloween and there's this Michael Myers that is this constant. Friday the 13th, Jason, Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger. You got the zombie franchise and you have zombies, but there's no real character that carries it through. No, like sometimes even if there's no main antagonist that carries through, sometimes it's a story about a protagonist and that carries through. Where it's like, we could say the Phantasm series is kind of both, where it's like you have the tall man, which is this antagonist who carries through, but then we also have like fuck as our goddamn main protagonist. Reggie as our main protagonist carrying it through. We could say fucking Mike and everything, but Reggie is really the one real fucking constant. He is on camera probably more than anybody in that, but that's when we get to that franchise. We're not talking about that now. But like, there's no real constant. And so this one is also kind of like an anthology one, but it is much, much more differenter than the other ones. And we will get into that now. So let's go. I love how the opening credits are super basic looking. I mean, just like the lettering and the titles, it's just like very, like it's almost like 70s titles, like how you'd see titles on movies where it would just be like white lettering on the screen, nothing special, maybe a font, but nothing like a crazy font, like maybe nothing completely regular, like a little irregular, but nothing out there, and just boom, very straightforward. And the music is like very ominous yet inviting. It's got this ominous tone, but it's like also got this liltiness over the top, which is kind of crazy, And then I like when the nice electronic drum sound to really give it that 80s horror dealio, where it's like you got the music going, but when that drum kicks in, that gives it that real like almost. I don't know, the best way I can describe it at the moment is like a rock and roll type thing, where it's like it's a more like it has like a punch to it when it like that drum kicks in. And the opening of this movie is actually very reminiscent of The Prowler. Remember, he comes back after getting his Dear John letter and kills his old lady who's been cheating around on him. But he does catch her like hanging out with the dude. It's like the same fucking intro, but like this one is. I like how the aviary looks very Hoarders. It's like you just kind of got like a shit ton of birds just in these cages outside. Like it seems like it's supposed to be pretty hot there, because later on it's like people are sweating. It seems like the same time of year, but I don't know. I don't know if that was the best best place for an aviary, and it just seemed kind of I don't know, like thrown together. I don't think they're taking very good care of those birds. After watching previous zombie films, you see almost immediately how not like the others this one is. And exactly, because the other ones, these intros lead into, hey man, this is how the zombie epidemic begins. You know what we get in this one? We don't get jack shit of that. This starts off like a straight fucking slasher movie. This doesn't start off like the other zombie movies at all. Where it's like, hey man, there's shit going down, or this is how the shit starts and now it's beginning, or whatever. And you're gonna fucking have zombies. And then, you know, time jump, which is, we will get another thing that happens here. But like, there's nothing about zombies at fucking all. And the FX with the throat slices, even though you can tell they probably used the same prosthetic on like everybody's throat slash that they did, like first the guy, then his wife, and then like later on some other motherfucker. Like, dude, it seems like the same prosthetic and everything, but it's a really good prosthetic. It looks like really cool. And then it's like Angry Birds come to life, because those birds get angry and they start flying around and doing all kinds of shit. And like, and then what is it, like the grandparents or something like that, or the aunt and uncle or some kind of shit, I don't know, when they come out and they're like, oh god dude, this motherfucker killed like our daughter or something, how they're related, it never explains it, so I'm just guessing. And like how he just goes and pops the trunk and he just has a shotgun in there. Like, this guy drives around with a loaded shotgun in his trunk. Like, he doesn't look very gangster, but there's something about that guy that is very gangster. Okay, and then I like how the knife to the dome kill was a great kill, where it's just like, it all of a sudden just like, poof, like it's cool. It's just one of those like horror movie things where it's like, what do they call them? Like gags. It's a great gag, you know, and then like that was fun. It was like, poof, and there's like the knife in the head. And the eye-ripping bird revenge felt like a nice nod to Fulci, with the eyes getting ripped out by the birds. There's something about it. It's like I still got to watch like the special features and everything on the Blu-ray. This lovely Blu-ray from 88 Films. I saw that there was some like special collector's edition or limited edition that has like a poster and a book and everything. I'm probably gonna fucking find that. The zombie franchise might be the one where I get a lot of like other editions of it, because I don't know, there's something about this series of zombie movies that I really like. But you know, I'll have to watch the special features and get some more insights and everything else, which, you know, is always fun. But yeah, it felt like a nod, you know, hearkening back to the original with the eyeball violence and that. And I thought that was, whether it was or not, it felt like it, and that was pretty cool. And then here, hug your baby seemed odd, you know, when they're taking the guy, his eyes are all bandaged, they're like, dude, you're a nut, we got to throw you in like a criminal prison or some shit, you know. And it's like, here, hug your baby one last time. It's like, why would they even take the baby up to the guy? They'd be like, nah, dude, you're fucking psychotic. But I don't know, it was like kind of like an odd little scene, but it was I don't know, that's always going to be odd to me. And it's one of those things that makes this movie so fucking great, is it's odd little things like, what? Okay. And then it just zips by, no explanation. It's like, listen, we're not explaining it, and we're not fucking apologizing for not explaining it. Deal with it. And I love it. A nice intro which segues into something completely different. What does it say? Time jump with no warning, a zombie franchise staple. Yes, where it's like, here's your setup, now here you are. Now you present day, just get with it. It's like you just automatically just got to know that this is who you're following. And it's kind of cool because it's the setup in a lot of movies. It's a very, very like heavily used formula back in the day, where it's just like, here's your intro, which is the setup, where it's like, okay, this is what the movie's going to be about, this is the foreshadowing of the entire plot, and then it jumps to, here we go. It's like a total prologue, a total intro. It's used a lot, so it's like, I'm used to it, so I already know. It's like, okay, once it hits that next part, let's roll. We're in it to win it now. Now we're in the river, we're in the canoe, and we're paddling downstream. Let's go along for the ride to the waterfalls or something. I don't know. So whatever's down the river, I don't know what's down there, because I haven't made it down there yet. Unless it's the movie, which I have. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Fuck that shit. Okay. A plot revolving around grad students looking for a rare bird. So the plot revolves around a bunch of bird nerds, which is another completely different plot idea. Nothing screams zombies, nothing screams infection. Bird nerds, we need to find this rare bird, for our thesis at fucking college because we're science majors and this is what we've decided to do. It seems so fucking random. It's like, I don't know. It's like somebody had some inspiration from something. Maybe Hitchcock's The Birds. I don't know. But they got some inspiration somewhere. Like I said, maybe watching the special features will... I feel like it will. A lot of these questions that I have will be answered, which, is great with special features. When I don't get the answer, it makes me go like, well, I'm just going to guess that I just could be right. It's 50-50, whatever. And then... I'll say right now that Anne kind of seems like a bitch. She's very pushy. She always seems like she has an agenda and she's out for herself. She's just something. She's a vibe about her where it's like, Anne's kind of a bitch, man. You can just tell, and like you automatically don't like her, and you're like, okay, I kind of hope this bitch like gets killed like as soon as possible. And I think that guy stole someone's bike. Because he's walking around finding his friends, showing off the letter, and all of a sudden he's got a bike. Why weren't you riding the bike earlier to go around and find your friends and do it faster and everything else? Now all of a sudden he's got a bike. I think this motherfucker is just like, well, I need a bike. Here's a bike. And just took somebody's bike. Like he's like, well, I'll return it when I'm done. But like one of those assholes that forgets. And he's like, oh, shit, that's right. And somebody's pissed off because you stole their fucking bike, dude. I don't think that was his bike, and I'm standing by that. I don't think I'll get that answer from the special features, but I'm going 100% with I think I know that. And the blind bird watcher bitter irony thing, which is like, I found that Italian horror movies, Italian suspense movies, thriller movies, a lot of irony, and stuff like that. And it's cool because, it adds these little twists and more deeper element or... that is it's fun and more like I feel like shit like that is more engaging if you're into thrillers and everything else, that it kind of sucks you in a little more and gives you a little more adds a little more beef to it. And yeah, that saxophone theme is epic. I love the saxophone theme. It's just like, all right, man, you gotta love it. It's so much of it just it sounds like stock music that was just used, but it was just of that time, and it's like so random and all over the place. And I feel like the van idea in the movie was budgetary, because here's all these college students, and not even like a couple or a few of those fools have a car. None of them have a car. Not at all. And they've all decided like to not carpool, maybe a couple cars, drive up there, like happens in every fucking movie that college kids go into the woods. Nope. They have to borrow a van from the county. That seems very budgetary, and it's cool. It's like, I'm not knocking it. It like adds an even different weird element to the movie where it's just like, okay, they just, it's not, it all of a sudden it almost seems like a high school field trip in a way, it's kind of weird. But like, it's another one of those things that makes this movie fucking kind of unique in how it's like, it goes along. This movie is just so wild. It's wild. And then Robert Vaughn's eye prosthetic is fucking nuts. The black empty socket with the weird see-through scab over it just looks so insane. And to see Robert Vaughn just stand there, he's got the one eye just kind of looking off. It looks fucking crazy. And you're like, this is Robert Vaughn. This is a guy who's acted in like a million and one fucking movies, from like, top tier movies to like crazy shit like this, like foreign movies, big budget, low budget. He's played all kinds of parts, heroes, villains. He's all over the place. It's Robert Vaughn. He's a classic fucking actor. And they snagged him up and got him in this movie somehow. And he's like, I don't know. It's just so fucking wild. And then I wrote down how like RV still acts his ass off, which is awesome. He doesn't half-ass it. You watch him. It's like, it gets a little cheesy, like just the dialogue. The lines are cheesy. They get kind of bad at times. But Robert Vaughn, he's giving it his all. He's acting, dude. He's not just like, fucking, like where you can tell almost like where he's like not trying at all. Where it's just like kind of pathetic. You're like, oh, you've seen that. No, this is a good performance. And I wrote, seriously, RV definitely took his role in the film to the next level, you know. And then Anne, the bitch, of course, tries to hijack the expedition. You know, it was about finding this bird for their thesis, these science guys. And all of a sudden she's like, hey, man, here's a human interest story about that. And he's like, no, man, we talked to this old blind fuck. Whatever. We're trying to find the bird. We talked to him for the bird. Okay? Not for you to all of a sudden get some other fucking idea and hijack the shit. Fuck you, Anne. You fucking bitch. I knew it was all about you. Everybody knew. Goddamn you, Anne. Gotta let it go. Can't harbor that resentment. The cheesy summer afternoon by the river harmonica theme. That was hilarious. Watching that scene was just, oh my God. It is so fucking hilarious, dude. But it also, like, isn't there some kind of like scene like that in The Burning? Isn't there some kind of scene like, I do believe there is some kind of scene like that in The Burning, like not exactly like it, but reminiscent of it, like kind of similar. There's some old, like a few old 80s horror movie, slasher movies that have like really cheesy scenes like that. And like, I was just like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, all right. You know, another little random, doesn't really fit with anything else moment that's just like, fuck it. I'm already along for this ride, and I'm for it. And then it's like, where'd they get a boat? In two boats? Was it one boat or two boats? Did they use a boat and the other guys used the same boat? Was it two boats? But I don't remember seeing any boats like on the van. I wasn't totally paying attention because I was just like taking notes and engrossed in the movie and the dialogue and everything that was going on. But I don't remember seeing any fucking boats. It seems like they just like took some boats from somewhere. Like they found them and like, hey, let's use these boats. Like the motherfucker stealing bicycles, he might as well be stealing boats too. Shit. You know, like diversify. And then the rando dead body in a rando old broken down truck. That's another random thing. It's like, hey, here's a broken down tow truck. Oh my God, there's a dead body. Why? What the fuck is going on here? It's like one random occurrence. It's like, if I was any of those people, I'd be like, okay, everything that is like starting to happen is just so like unexpected. I like in a million years never would have thought this exact shit was happening, especially all in one day. I'm going home. I don't trust this. But no, they roll with it. And at this point I said, so far, 1/3 of the way into the movie, it was about 33 minutes or something like that. Yeah, about 33 minutes. There's no voodoo. No toxic anything. No infections. No nothing. No zombies. So we got a movie called Zombie 5. Killing Bird. Zombie 5. And 1/3 of the way in the movie, 33 minutes. No fucking zombies, nothing having to do with zombies, nothing. That's wild. See, another thing that makes this very unique. We got zombies pretty fucking quick in all the other ones, but this one is like, hey, hold your fucking horses, dude, okay? We'll get to it. We'll get to the fucking zombies. We're trying to tell a fucking story here, so just fucking hold your horses. And it does that. And the house outside looks pretty fucked, but then the house inside, not too bad. It looks like they've been up, like there was some upkeep, or they're restoring it on the inside. The paint doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too beat up. Looks in fairly decent condition, like they just took all the furniture out of an old house. The outside looks fucked. So I thought that was kind of funny, where it's just like the decrepitude inside was more just cobwebs and dust. So the generator that hasn't been used for centuries. I love that line. It seems like there's some fucking line in every single one of these goddamn movies. A line or a word or a something that is just like, God, I love that shit. Like it was like the Spanish conquistadores. That one was fucking great. And then in here, man, it looks like it hasn't been used for centuries. It's a generator, dude. Centuries are like hundreds of years. That's just funny. If he was being sarcastic, great. But it didn't come across as sarcastic, which made it even funnier. Okay, around 40 minutes in, supernatural things are afoot. Things are starting to happen. Doors are opening by themselves. There's sounds. There's feelings. You know, so it's like something's starting to happen now. It's less like odd, like we're in odd situations. It's just kind of strange and things are just kind of like, to, okay, otherworldly things are starting to happen. And these folks were utterly unprepared for anything going awry. Fucking white people, dude. No thought at all of packing sleeping gear just in case. Because here they are, they get lost. Obviously, it's like they should not have wandered off into the woods at all because you're not supposed to. You're supposed to like know where you're going, follow trails and stuff. They did none of that. Fucking, they're on boats going down rivers and shit. It's like, where are you going, dude? Like, there was no closer place, and you still had like no map and like no real precise like trail or idea of how to get there. Smart. And so no sleeping gear. So it's like, what if you get lost? What if you have to camp out? What if you go overtime and you got to like camp out? And it's like, oh shit, you know, we kind of walked too far. We're not going to make it back. Let's set up camp. We'll head out in the morning. Any of that? No. Fucking nothing. It's like one guy brought his goddamn computer. His 1988 computer. So it's like, come on, dude. A couple years, you'll be doing something way better with like a little bit better computer. But it's like utterly ill-prepared. It was so fucking hilarious. I'm like, God damn, dude. It's like, that's all wood floors and everything. What are you going to sleep on? The one guy's, like, one couple found a bed, but it's like, what if there's no more beds or nothing soft? And would you want to lay on some old, decrepit bed, maybe get some skin thing or something? I don't fucking know. But it's like, man. A haunted past bleeding through reality into their world. Where it's just like, how they say like some spirits and ghosts, they kind of like are reenacting like their last moments or something they did in life over and over again, where people would hear footsteps walking up to a place, stopping, and then walking back someplace. And it's like, oh yeah, they used to like go and do this over at the counter or something, you know? And, oh, my nose itches. But like, the residual, you know, haunting type deal. It's almost like that, but like more hardcore, where it's like not just that happening. It's like it's almost starting to like bleed over, where that haunting or that past or whatever, just that all that shit going on there, fucking becomes reality. You know, they're just like swapping places, and that's pretty cool. It gets pretty trippy. And I love how Italian horror, instead of being much more literal like American films, where they will really try to explain things to you, or even if it's not with words, like what's happening is so blatant that it's like, okay, there's no room for interpretation. It's straight up, you know, and that's cool because I enjoy movies like that too, you know. But like Italians will be a lot more like, they tend to evoke an emotional and or cerebral reactions, where it's like they'll kind of like almost what they're doing is a metaphor for something. Like what's going on screen is like a metaphor for what they're trying to say, instead of just like really saying it, you know, whether it's like with the lighting or with the action or with a certain just, you know, even 2 seconds on the screen or something, where it's like, I don't know, Italians like do that a lot, where they're trying to be very poetic in the way they even tell something like Zombie 5 Killing Birds, which is another thing that makes it great. It's like, it's got that Italian horror poeticism. And then a bunch of young people trapped for the night in a creepy old house. What could go wrong? Fucking everything. Oh yeah, I gotta show you this. Now, you might think like Zombie 5 Killing Birds, couldn't have much to say about that. Oh no, I'm finally over here. I got a lot to say about this movie. I love this movie. It's my guilty pleasure. What did I say? Okay, then the fact that these motherfuckers got lost bird watching is classic. It's like, we're gonna go find this rare bird. Look, we're looking for the bird. We're here. I should have brought my water with me. I'm doing a lot of talking. But, yeah. That's fucking hilarious. Like, we tried to find a bird and we got lost. And we have no camping gear. You dumbasses. And then supernatural bleeding into the dreams even. Where it's like they're dreaming about things that happened in the past, and it's like they become a part of what happened in the past, like characters in that swapping out and all this kind of shit. And it's like really fucking trippy, you know, like really fucking trippy. And I thought that was cool too, where it was like not just like the realities where like they're awake and it's happening to them, but also like in their dreams. It's like really, really, what did that say? Not possessed by, like they're first very oppressed and becoming very even like possessed by what's in the house. Like it's bleeding into their consciousness and subconsciousness, you know? And then the classic dissonant strings horror theme. Now the music is so varied, it's awesome. It's like I was saying, like with the harmonica thing and the saxophone and the theme at the beginning. It's like all this stuff is like completely different. Like it'll come back to some themes. There are some recurring themes, but all the different themes, they're so different. Like they were each specifically molded for the scene they were in, where it's like there's nothing that really like feels like it ties it to the theme before. Like it is its own separate theme, and that's like, it's like a soundtrack, like a movie soundtrack, but it's all different artists instead, you know, like one of those kind of soundtracks. And then 55 minutes in, and we finally have a zombie. Why? At this point, why? What about this movie has screamed zombie? But I'll get to that. I get to that. I say something about that. I say something about it. Okay. And then the face smash and effects when the zombie kills, what's the fuck, Jennifer? I think her name is Jennifer. Smashes her face into the wall. Those effects and just like the brutality of like just smashing. Like this is a zombie that's like different again. Why is it different? It's not attacking her, biting her, ripping her throat out, ripping the top of her head off to get at her brain, biting her like up on her shoulder and tearing a part out. Nothing. No bitey. No bitey. No teeths. Just straight up smashing her goddamn face to smithereens into the wall. This is a different kind of zombie, people. See? This is different. And then the search for Jennifer. They use the Scooby-Doo method, where it's like, here, let's all go look. And they're just like walking around, looking around. And then what happens? They don't find her. Of course. They don't find her. They all went looking, but they didn't find her. So what's the next step? You split up and go look again. And that's exactly what they do. I'm telling you what, the Scooby-Doo method never fails. Never fucking fails. And then Homie doing Braille bird watching. That's right, Braille bird watching. He's sitting there and he's like making his own little Braille words and everything and doing it, like his writing, you know, his notes. He has to do them in Braille because he's blind. He's sitting there reading Braille, all the stuff. And it's like, it's crazy. He's still a bird watcher in a way. Well, yeah, still a bird watcher. In a way. But like, totally doing it totally blind. It's pretty crazy. And then the one guy, I put a guy on fire is always going to be cool. Yeah. You put a guy on fire in a movie, it's like, yeah, dude, fucking guy's on fire. Shit. Hey, baby?
Yeah?
Could you please bring me my water, please?
Yeah.
This is, my executive producer is going to bring me some water. I've been yapping a lot. My throat's getting dry, so she's gonna help me out. This is my baby, so I can keep yapping at you fools because we're coming up close to the end here. Okay, I'll stop talking soon. Awesome, thank you so much. You see that? This is the water. That's her hand right there. That's my executive producer. She's very handy. Oh, that is better though. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, and I really dig the driving techno theme during the search scene. It's both driving yet airy because it's got that. But then over the top of it, like, or it's just like this light thing where it's like not every bit of it is driving. Like it's got this really driving like under where it's like really intense and stays fairly intense. But then over the top, it's just kind of like this wave. It's like really cool. I really like it. And then Mist Fog is an uncredited character in, I think, every zombie movie in the franchise. Because, like, remember starting with Zombie 3, aka Zombie Flesh Eaters 2, it's like there was a lot of mist, a lot of fog in it. You got to Zombie 4 After Death, excuse me, later on in the movie, all of a sudden here's this mist, here's this fog. I do believe there's like some mist and fog that pops up in the first one. But like it pops up again in this one. It's almost like an uncredited character or like reoccurring theme throughout like the zombie franchise, which is kind of funny. That could be the one thing that ties them all together. Wouldn't that be crazy? And here we go. Here's my note. Here's what I was going to get to. These zombies definitely feel more akin to the zombies, quote unquote, in Lucio Fulci's The Beyond. Those weren't like actual like zombies. They were more like I guess they were zombies, but like apparitions, more like apparitions, like demons conjured up from hell, conjured. More water, goddamn, dude. I needed water, but like conjured, like up out of hell, like more like apparitions, and that's what these zombies feel like here too. They don't feel like fucking zombies that rose from the grave, even though like some of them are supposed to be like the people that got killed and they're coming back to life. Like Jennifer, I do believe she pops up, and the guy that got all burned he came back. So it's like they're like risen from the dead, so to speak, but they're like the same as the motherfuckers that got killed in The Beyond. So it's like yet again a different kind of zombie in this franchise, completely different. We've had voodoo zombies, we've had infection due to science zombies. Now we got fucking apparition demon from hell risen because of a curse zombies. And I'll tell you right now, that guy 100% had no real idea how to hotwire fucking anything. He didn't. I can do it. I know how to hotwire. Anybody else should have fucking tried. He had no idea. No fucking idea. Anybody could have done what he did. Nothing. That's what he did. The van death scene had a great pace. Like at first it seemed like, okay, you know, like they're kind of like maybe they're kind of like this was the extended cut just to kind of add time. But then all of a sudden it starts getting a little bit more where it's like, okay, you started getting sucked into it more and more where it's like even though it's kind of dragging out in a way, it starts getting a little intense, especially when it's like the cuts aren't super quick though. Like I would say a more like American cut would have had a lot quicker cuts in that scene, maybe, and probably like cut it a little shorter, but had a lot quicker cuts when it did do this stuff, you know, just to keep that intensity where it's like, it's almost like the Italians get the same effect, like, but even like the Spanish movies, the Blind Dead movies, you know, where it's like they're using a very slow pace with not quick cuts, but it feels very claustrophobic. Where it's like there's this different kind of intensity, where it's like this claustrophobic, where it's like, come on, because the cuts aren't so quick, it feels like time is moving slower, and you're more in pace with it. And it's like, dude, come on. It becomes maddening. So you get this different, you get an intensity in a different kind of way. And this scene really does it. And like, and the effect was so weird on the neck where it just seemed like they maybe had a balloon or a condom like pulled up like over their head or something like that or somewhere, and they just like they pulled it till it like tore or pulled or ripped, and like that was the skin, but you could see that like it was just her neck with some like red blood food coloring shit all over her neck or whatever. So it's like the initial effect was like weird, like whoa, and then it was just like kind of like, oh man, there was nothing underneath to kind of like keep that playing on. But it's like it, because of that, it looked even weirder, you know. It made it look even weirder. And the death by generator scene is really, really good. That is a really, really, really great kill, you know, because a movie about zombies where in all the other movies, zombies were running around, fucking biting people and fucking them up. We have death by generator, you know, and where he just gets sucked in there, and when he puts his fingers in the gears and it fucking tears his fingers up and rips them off. Oh, that death scene was fucking great. It's like one of the best fucking horror death scenes ever. Like seriously, anybody should watch this movie just to see that and be like, okay, that was like really good. That was really solid. That was a good one. I mean, the guy could have totally just shut the generator off and saved his friend. His friend would have been like kind of fucked up and, you know, had some injuries but been alive. But I mean, fuck it, dude. The kill was great. The wall zombie is hilarious. The wall zombie just looks hilarious. The one that comes to the wall and grabs a dude and everything. It just looks like, by the time they got to that part of the budget, is like, they were trying. They were trying, man. They were putting something together, and it's like, fuck it, dude. It's whatever. Okay. One guy getting snatched through the ceiling was, what did I put there? Was crazy. Interesting scene too. It was crazy because, you know, it's just like they're up there in the attic and then just like out of nowhere, like through the ceiling, like on the roof or something, maybe zombie, bam, through the roof, pulls him up. Kills him, snaps his neck, rips his head off, something. Doesn't rip his head off, I guess. I don't know. Just, and then he's just hanging there. Like whatever that zombie did, now he's stuck there. And there's blood coming down, and it's like what I find interesting about it. This is what I find interesting about it is like there's no real big effect. There's no big effect. There's a crashing through the hand. He goes up, some blood comes down. There's not a lot of effect. It's very simple, but it's effective. Like all they really needed for that was like one guy wearing one zombie hand through a hole in the roof. The guy gets pulled up. He's on winches or whatever. They pull him up through there. They splash some fake blood down. Boom. End scene. Very simple, but like very good. You know, it's like it's how you can really do a lot with very little. And I think they pulled it off pretty good. It's very simple, but it's like it does it. The ending is fucking crazy. The ending is fucking all over the place in dialogue. And what the fuck they were trying to convey, like all of it. It's just all over the place. Well, this guy's like, hey, by the way, have you figured it out? I'm your dad. Holy shit, you're my dad? Yeah, I'm your dad. And these birds or these demons or these spirits or whatever in the fuck is it because, you know, you see these birds, they're pissed off at me, but there's also spirits or something. And they want me, so, you know, save yourself. Let me die instead. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? All of a sudden there's these great revelations that we've honestly not taken any real time to build up to. Usually there's some build. God damn, throat's right. There's some build up to the revelations where it's like more and more little like breadcrumbs are thrown out to the movie to just build it. We're like, how could they not see it? We can see it, you know, and like that kind of shit. None of it. And then, like, there's a little bit where they kind of throw it out there where it's like, wait, what? But then and that's it. They don't care about that. And then all of a sudden it's like all of them at once, all over the place. The dialogue is fucking nuts. It's like they're talking about one thing in one sentence, and then the next sentence talking about something completely different, and it's like fucking wild. It's like they threw it together. They're like, hurry up, we're running out of time. Just fucking say the shit. Hurry up. And then the ending. Blood-curdling scream. Robert Vaughn's blood-curdling scream because, you know, they've run from the house. He's getting killed by the birds or the spirits or the spirits of the birds or the bird spirits. I'm not sure. The overlay of a flock of birds on the screen where it's like the birds are somehow flying through trees and the house and everything. It's like a very, very low-budget overlay, which I don't know if it was on purpose where they were just like, well, fuck it, who cares how it looks, just put it on there because I kind of want it. Or if it was like just invoking like I said, being more metaphoric where it's just like, yes, the birds, and it's like just kind of being more like Hitchcockian or something, and really just kind of like, yeah, like do something more like Hitchcockian, yeah. And then a freeze frame on the survivors, the two that survived, that bitch Ann and the guy who is finally found his father, only to have blind Robert Vaughn get killed by bird spirits. The credits start rolling, and you go, "What the fuck?" No epilogue. We got a prologue. We got the prologue of like, "Hey, this is what's up. This guy killed his woman who cheated on him and everything, and there's a baby, and now he's in prison. Not the baby, the guy that killed, he's in prison." But we get no like, what happened to these two? They're like, who gives a shit, dude? Curse has been lifted, I guess. No curse, who gives a fuck now? No more zombies. No more curse, no more zombies. We're out. Zombie screen time, not even much. There were birds on the screen more than there were zombies on the screen. So killing birds makes sense. You know, so that's like everything. Oh my God. That's why I love Zombie 5, Killing Birds, why I love this movie. So much about what I talked about in the movie had nothing to do with zombies. I didn't start talking about zombies until well into the notes because zombies didn't pop up well into the movie. Oh, guilty pleasure. There's always got to be the oddball. It's always got to be the oddball. And yeah, this is the oddball one that I love. And I if you want to watch something just wild and crazy, and especially if you're just a fan of Italian movies and you want to see Robert Vaughn as a blind man, a blind bird watcher, like watch this movie. Watch it. See, look right there. Right there. That's the generator death scene. That scene is fucking great. I recommend it as just like a fun movie. You might be like on the fence about it being added into the zombie franchise, but it's a very entertaining watch because it's very, very wild and it seems very pieced together. And I'm looking forward to watching the special features. You know, getting a little more insight into it because there was probably like some budgetary issues along with like some time issues, distribution issues. It seemed like there was, you know, that happened back in the day. So getting some more insight into my little, what I find to be a cult classic, Zombie 5 Killing Birds. And well, I think I've signed your pity enough on the runny kind about this one. So yeah, that'll be it for this episode. But on the next episode, it'll be the grand finale of the zombie franchise where we'll just kind of yap about some shit, like, you know, like some of the stuff I really love, some of the stuff that was very interesting, some of the stuff that made them very unique, and why I love this franchise. But that'll be the next episode. So, yeah, until next episode, deuces, I'm out of this shit. Okay, I'll see you next time and stuff. Bye.